Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to I be ballin'. It's your girl, young Ash, little Ash. You know Ashley, you heard me? So, this new episode is about a movie review called Rise. I'm reviewing the movie Rise about Giannis and his family. Giannis Antetokounmpo. So they have a movie on Disney Plus called Rise, and it is an awesome movie. I encourage everyone to, watch it. Find someone that has Disney Plus and, willing to give you their account. I think it should have been in theaters, but that's just me. You know what I mean? I'm gonna review, the pros, the cons. I'm gonna give you my takeaways. Um, give you what other people have said about it. I've heard nothing but good things. From Twitter, from fans. This is for Giannis fans. This is for the Greek fans. This is for the Nigerian fans. This is for, the whole fans of Giannis and his family that, you know, it's a great inspirational story. This should inspire people, motivate people, saying you can too rise. You can too rise. And as far as spoiler alerts, I mean, even if I tell you something and you didn't know it, or like, even if I tell you something, you're like, oh, you're telling me the movie, it's not gonna ruin it. Why? In my opinion, it's not gonna ruin it, because it's like when you read about, Giannis and his family struggles, but now you're actually seeing it live, action, right? Full in color, right? So regardless, just seeing it for yourself is gonna be. I saw it twice. I saw it first with my mom. My mom was like, this felt like a documentary. I said, this is not a documentary, but she said it felt like it was. I didn't think so. It wasn't a 30 for 30. It wasn't interviews and, all that. I don't know what she's talking about. But that's just her opinion. Um, so I think the biggest takeaway from the movie, I think, is it gave you a different perspective than just Giannis. Like, we've heard about Giannis, selling items like sunglasses, on the streets, and we've heard different stories about Giannis. But now from we're seeing it through the eyes of other people. So we see Veronica and Charles, the Nassus, Francis, the older brother. Let's talk about the older brother. The oldest brother, Francis, he stayed in Nigeria with his grandparents because Veronica and Charles, his parents, they wanted um, a better life, and so they was gonna be traveling and it was gonna be dangerous, so they didn't want to bring Francis. So a lot of people are finding more and more out about Francis. He played soccer. He's into music now. He goes by the name, I think, of Philly. I hope I pronounced that right. It starts with a O, I know. Um, and he also, his song Rise, he has a song called Rise, and his music is in the movie, so I thought that was great. That's like supporting your family, and he got a nice rhythm to it. It makes you want to dance, makes you makes you want to dance for sure. Um, so I'm gonna start with what I didn't know, what I learned. Um, I knew they were from Nigeria and they, went to Greece, right? But I didn't know they had stopped in Turkey first. So in the movie, you first see them in Nigeria, and they left Francis behind. But then they started, migrating to, Turkey. So I didn't know that they had stopped there first. And like right in the beginning of the movie, like it is intense because it shows you what they really went through, dodging the police, dodging immigration, being on the run. Sometimes they look in this building, look in that building, and they had to stay hidden. And imagine how scary that is. And then as their family grew, it still must have been very scary for them because they still was on the run. Um, you know, and in the movie, many people got caught, but except them. Even when all the children were selling items on the streets, hats, and Veronica was there, they had to dodge, the cops again. So that was just giving people an example of they had to be on the run constantly, look over their shoulders constantly. And that is a very scary life, very scary life. I think a pro about this movie was it wasn't just about Giannis. So Veronica, the mom, you know, there was a interesting scene, right, where she was pregnant with Giannis, and she had to actually take the bus, and then she delivered Giannis, in the hospital, right? Don't worry, there weren't any labor screams or anything like that. They kept it PG. We don't want to, see that or hear that. But, even when she was at the hospital, she had to dodge different questions saying, I left my documents at home and all of that stuff. And there was actually a black nurse that was like, she probably lying, but I ain't gonna say nothing. So even that, when you're supposed to be giving birth, everything's smooth sailing, but Charles is at work providing, money for the family, and you had to take a bus, and you still got a lot of the doctors and the nurses about, different questions. And another thing that I thought was a pro was they showed how Charles was, he always thought of the boys. Like you see him training with the boys um in the rain during a basketball scene. That was a great scene. You saw him playing soccer with them, and you also saw some film of, him playing soccer back in the day and him reminiscing, I used to be good with the football, and you see how he bought a soccer ball for the boys after one busted. You saw how he bought a car, and Veronica, every time he bought these things, Veronica was like, really, we gotta pay the rent, we gotta get groceries. Um, but he just, thought these were good things for the boys, good things for the family. And I like the whole marriage and the chemistry of Veronica and Charles because, it showed they had a good marriage and, how they were feeling each other and they worked on things, compromises, I thought that was dope. So also, it showed how hard it was for Charles and Veronica to get visas because, you know, one time the lady was like, get a real job, right? Then he gets a janitor job, Charles does. And she's like, no, that's not a real job. But it was hard for them to get visas because They didn't want anyone to find out, hey, we're undocumented, right? You need those papers to get that real job that the lady was talking about. But you didn't want them, you wanted to stay under the radar, not, be seen and heard loud. So it shows different sides of the movie, of the family. Alex and Costas are young, so you don't really hear about them. Um, but yeah, and you even hear Veronica talking about Francis and you know, um, Giannis in the scene asked, "Why isn't he here?" and things like that. Um, so the Nessus, I want to talk about the Nessus because the Nessus he gets labeled as a bench warmer, a hype man, only there because of Giannis. Um, but he is way more than that, and I like that they showed the Nessus. If you saw the movie or like read articles or whatever, then you know that the Nessus was actually better than Giannis. Yes, that's what I said. Better. He was actually better than Giannis. Giannis was kind of, he wasn't there yet, obviously, right? Thanasis was the better prospect. Everyone was like, Giannis, you have potential. Um, Thanasis even got an offer, a big paycheck, right, from a team, but it ended up when they found out he was undocumented, then he wasn't able to get the check. He was heartbroken because he was like, this was for the family, and the family was so excited. Um, he sprains his ankle in the movie and in real life, and that kind of hurt his chances being seen by scouts. And it had Giannis, be the one, to really need to step up, and he did. And he was seen by more scouts. I oh one of the scenes that I saw was that I didn't see in the second one. I don't know if I wasn't paying attention, but they kind of did a Euro step in there. I was like that. Oh. It wasn't like Giannis Euro step dunk, but he did a Euro step dunk. A good fact that I found out by watching interviews: the actors that played Giannis and Thanasis are brothers in real life, in real life. First, the first brother that got cast was Giannis. Then the second brother that got cast was Thanasis. And they've never acted before. And I was like, wow, that is so interesting. Keep it in the family, am I right? Um, Another thing is I noticed that the Nasus and Giannis, they're always by each other's side, always encouraging each other while they're down. Obviously, I heard about the same sneaker story. They share the same sneakers, um, and they showed that in the movie. Oh, and Charles did buy them new sneakers. And you want to know the interesting thing that I thought about? Like, he bought them brand new sneakers, and then they're like going out in the rain and playing in them. I'm like, what? Now I would have said no. I just got the sneakers. I'm not playing in the rain. But they're like, no, we want to train, and that's dedication right there. So um, the rating I give the movie is an 8 out of 10. At first I was like, okay, this is a 7 out of 10 because when I was trying to compare the basketball scenes to other basketball scenes I've seen in other movies, I was like, yeah, it's not doing nothing for me. But then the second time I watched it, I was like, okay, the basketball scenes aren't as bad as I thought. Like the rain scene, playing in the rain was good. Um, there was a scene where they both were dribbling at the same time, and it was kind of like a black shadow. That was cool. The Euro step dunk was cool. but that is why I'm not giving it a 10 out of 10. And also, I felt, and I think other fans thought this too, like my Greek friend, Panayoti, shout out him. You know, he felt like Milwaukee should have been included a little more, like Giannis's first season, first couple months here, kind of. And I was like, maybe when he first tried his first smoothie and he said, God bless America, or maybe about the Bucks fans that gave him a right to practice when he was running to practice, or, times where, um, the Bucks faculty was teaching him how to drive or something like that. But I understand why they didn't do that and I understand why the basketball scenes to me weren't as great because it wasn't really. This isn't necessarily a basketball movie. It's more of a family movie. It's obviously feminist friendly, but it's about their upbringing, their struggles, how they overcame everything. Not Milwaukee Bucks. Not let's make the best basketball scenes possible of all time. You know, it was about family over everything, basically, and that's why I give it a 8 out of 10. But I still give it, an A. I wouldn't give it an A plus, but I wouldn't give it a B either. You know what I mean? Um, could they have gotten an A plus with some extra credit? You know what I mean? Sure. But overall, I think it's an A movie. I give it 2 thumbs up. You know, an 8 out of 10 isn't bad. Some people might find it a little corny because it's Disney and they want to keep it in the Disney realm of things. Like, I like Disney movies, even if some Disney movies are, kind of, cause like there was one time when, and I think Disney just added this for dramatic effect, but it's when the draft is happening and the he's about to get caught by David Stern, but he doesn't know it. The wind kind of blows and a flower moves, like that was just magical or something. And it's Disney. I don't think a flower really moved and the wind really moved around the time he got drafted. Maybe, I don't know. But obviously, some of the good lines is one family scores, we all score. We get knocked down to get back up. Um, they did show at the end, Giannis rookie highlights. They showed the Nasus highlights, Costas highlights, Alex highlights. They showed the Bucks winning the championship. You know what I mean? They did mention some Milwaukee players in there. They mentioned Milwaukee, obviously. John Hammond was in the movie. They they showed how Giannis got representation, got an agent. The the name of the agent in the movie is not the same names of the agent in real life though. Um they also showed a hotshot agent, right? A more popular agent that didn't believe in Giannis, right? He didn't believe, right? But then after Giannis got better and the buzz started growing, then he's like, ditch that other agent, you know. But and then the family was like huddling, like, nah, we're gonna stay with the one that's been with us. And that hotshot agent was like, I could threaten you guys to immigration. Like, isn't that bogus? I thought that was bogus first. You didn't believe in them, and now you're trying to threaten them. Like, that is very bogus. But I just love how they just showed the struggles, because it's one thing to read about it. Now you're seeing it through your eyes. Um, you saw, how they were sharing the same bed, the same bathroom, how the water got cut out, how the landlord kicked them out of, or locked them out of the house, and they had to sleep in the car, and they was pissed. Um, so I feel like overall the takeaways is, no matter how much you struggle, and sometimes people are like, this is hope, this is hope. You're struggling, and then there's some hope, and then the hope shudders, but that doesn't mean you can't rise up. You got to continue to rise, and it's not going to be like this, zoom. It's not going to be zoom. It's going to be, uphill battles, some peaks, some valleys. I think that's the biggest takeaway. And the biggest takeaway is it's not just Giannis, it's the whole family, and you learned more about the whole family. Um, Working with their hands, the practice, and the strides that they all made. And also, it showed that Charles is very nervous. Like, when it was a Giannis big game, he couldn't really watch. When it was time for Giannis to get drafted, couldn't really watch. Um, you know. Oh, it showed them how they, started learning more about basketball, at the playground and at a free camp. That was dope. Just showing their upbringings, not just reading about it, but seeing it. Um, I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I'm still reading his book, The Implorable MVP Rise. I'm still reading it, guys. I'm more of a movie person, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Hopefully, before the year is up, I finish the whole movie. Oh, see, I meant book. Finish the whole book. See, now you know I'm a movie buff. I just love movies. Oh, before I go, I want to say that I have a song of my own that is coming out, and it's based on Giannis and the Antetokounmpos. It's called "Time to Rise, Time to Rise." Now, I'm rapping, in it. It's a hip hop rap song, and I want you guys to watch it on my YouTube channel, BE BALLIN Basketball Show. Support it, like, share, comment about how you like it. I worked really hard on it. I used this app called Audacity, and I learned how to do auto tune. I learned how to do ad libs and editing and cutting, and I learned a lot. Thanks to YouTube. YouTube videos. Holla. I also want to thank all my subscribers, everybody that download my podcast. Thank you to you guys. Before you go, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, so you don't miss a video, so you don't miss my new song Time to Rise, so you don't miss any more movie reviews I have, so you don't miss any NBA, WNBA content that's gonna be coming up, y'all, so you don't miss any Giannis Bucks content, y'all. For real, y'all. I'm 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 being serious, y'all. Y'all, this is a hot show. I know you guys like ESPN, you know, Fox Sports 1. I know you like Undisputed, Shannon, Skip, First Take, Stephen A. I know you like those guys. NBA Today. What up, Malika Andrews? I know you like those people, but I'm dope too. You know, I'm dope too. And so are my guests. shout out to all my guests that's been, a part of this. Oh, also make sure you check out Storytime with Ash. That's a new segment, and it's about how I got free Giannis shoes from Nike, y'all. Zoom freaks, stay freaky, y'all. You know what I mean, y'all. So without further ado, I want to say peace. I want to say thank you. I want to say all the love. It's appreciated. I'm trying to grow my channel. I'm going to have some giveaways coming up. Yes, some giveaways. That's why you should subscribe. I'll wait. Do 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 do. You subscribe? Thank you. It would be quite sad if people watched this or didn't watch this and you didn't hit subscribe, you know. So hopefully my subscribers go up after this video. If not, then people didn't really find that, funny or saw it at all. But anyway, I know I got some supporters, some fans, and I'm just trying to make it grow. So continue to watch I be ballin', and I'm out. Peace.